Hello everyone, Defudge 3004 here. So I just thought I would continue the tutorial on space engineers, and I just wanted to give a thank you to all the subscribers, the new subscribers, anybody who has viewed. Thank you very much for looking at my channel and checking me out. And if you want to subscribe, like, and share, please do. So this is Space Engineers, and today I thought that I would see if we could find the uranium ore that we're going to need to power our ship. So let's go ahead and see if we can find some. And one thing that I wanted to explain was on your drill, this has a ore detector on it, which can detect ore for, I believe, 50 meters. And on your ship, there is an ore detector right here. And you can see it says ore detector off on the right. So this is what will detect ore, and it has a 150 meter range maximum. So you can detect ore for up to 150 meters, which really helps out a lot. Okay, so what I thought I would do is there's that patch right over there to the left of Area 1. So I'm going to go over there, and as soon as I do, I will catch up with you guys then, and I'll meet you guys there. See you in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I'm over here at this ore, and at this patch, I mean. And so area 1 is right over there. You can kind of see it's mixed in with the unknown signal, and it's like 1.36 kilometers away. And so, like I said, this has a built-in ore detector. So when you are looking at stuff, except for like stone, and I believe that's about the only thing, it will not pick up stone. It will not recognize stone. Stone is not really an ore. It is useful, so don't just like throw it away thinking it's nothing. It is very useful, but you don't need like gobs of it like you will ice and everything else. So this will detect the ore. Ice is an ore because you can use it for a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over this area and see if we can find anything else over here. Okay, there is uranium down there, but unfortunately it is quite a ways down. So, and there's also silicon. So let's see if we can find some other closer uranium. Excuse me. So upon looking over this, well, looks like right there's a little bit closer uranium when you get right on top of it. It's only, what, 33 meters down? 32 meters down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little ways away from it, and I'm going to press C so I can get down lower to the ground. And if I want to pick up like ice and stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get down low like this, and I'm going to left click, and I'll start picking up ore, and I can press F, and that'll pick up like stone, ice, or whatever it is that I'm going for. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down F, and I'm going to continue going down at an angle until I get down fairly low. Now you can see that red bar, it was a blue bar, and it quickly filled up to a red bar because I'm picking up the ore as I'm going down. So I'll come over here. Now, they have apparently changed mechanics in the game. Oops, sorry about that. And so when you drop the ice or whatever, it will disappear after a short period of time. So I can get ice anytime. This is a huge area, so I'm really not too worried about it. I went ahead and went back to the default controls to make it easier for those of you who may not know how to map the controls or just want to use the default controls. So to get to my inventory, I'm going to press K, and that will take me to there. Well, you can see I have a hydrogen bottle in here. That's how I flew over here, and it's already filled up once. So I took it out of the oxygen generator. There's 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen bottles, and I took one of these out so I can fly around. Your hydrogen goes down fast, but this bottle only used 10% when it was down to like 20 some odd percent on my jetpack, which is down at the bottom left. So there's a bottle icon, meaning I'm carrying something that is of that nature. So to drop this ice, I will go ahead and pick it back up. So you probably saw me do it. I'm going to hit K, and I'm going to pick it up with the left mouse button and take it down to the button and drop it. And what you can do too is you can press K, click it, and click this button, and it will just automatically drop it. You don't have to like drag it down there. So there's 2 different ways to drop it out. All right, let's go down here and see if we can get to that uranium. So if I am collecting this stuff, but I'm like, man, you know, I have so much ice. Do I really need this much ice? You know, probably not. What I can do is right click, and it will do this. It will not leave any ice at all. You cannot pick up those little pieces, only the big pieces. That's just kind of like dust or whatever. But it will not pick up any ice at all. So I don't need to worry about that. But if I do want to pick it up, left click, and it will do that. I can just press F, hold down F, and pick that up. For right now, I'm not going to actually pick up any ice. I can get ice at any time. So I don't need it for oxygen or hydrogen yet, but I will. So ice in the oxygen generator will make hydrogen and oxygen, and you need hydrogen for your jetpack. And when you try to get out of the planet's gravity, you will need hydrogen for your hydrogen thrusters. We will get to that much later on. So what I'm going to do is just go down here, and I'm just going to go and get rid of this ice. I don't really care about picking it up. I can pick up lots and lots and lots. You see how big this lake is. So I'm just going to go down and see if we can get down to this uranium. It's 26 meters down, so let's get digging. As I'm digging down, I'm also walking forward, so that way I'm not just dropping straight down, because if I try to drop straight down, I have to be able to get back out of this hole, and if my hydrogen bottle is low or I don't have enough, then I'm not going to be able to get out. So I can just kind of make a path down like this, and now where is that uranium? Okay, it's kind of back there, so I'm just going to go down a little more, and then it is over there. So let's just go ahead and maybe turn a little bit like this, and then head back down towards it, trying to keep it in front of us. So, okay, now we're down to stone. So shortly we're going to be hitting the uranium. And once you start getting down here a little ways, you will start seeing uranium. Now I'll show you what it's going to look like here in just a couple of short seconds. And aha, uranium. We just struck pay dirt. Okay. Try to remember to keep your way out somewhere where you can see it. And remember, I have my lights on, which is L. So that will turn on your lights. It doesn't use a lot of electricity on your suit, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, I do want to pick up this ore. So I'm going to go and hold down F and start digging. And all of this black, even where it isn't, you'll still pick it up. So I'm just going to continue doing this and picking up whatever I can. Now, I want to try to pick up mainly the uranium, so I can kind of move my mouse around and just try to pick it up. They have changed the mechanics of the game not that long ago, like several updates ago, obviously. For those of you who know, the rocks rolling around and stuff would actually hurt you pretty bad. Well, they changed that so they don't now. So that's quite a good thing, because sometimes you're down here, you're drilling, you're going like crazy, and you're dying like, what happened? You're 10 kilometers away from your ship. You're like, oh man, which is 10,000 meters. And as you know, we set the thing to be able to see it from 50,000 meters away, which is 50 kilometers. So we'd still be able to get back here, and it will show our body and all that stuff. So all of that aside, we'll get into that stuff much later on, how to do all that, etc., etc., etc. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some more ore, and you can see I'm already starting to get a little full. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and we'll head back. And I'm also probably picking up stone. Yes, I am. A little bit of stone, not much, but you do need stone. Stone is actually a really good thing to pick up. Don't ever be afraid of picking up stone. You don't need like gobs of it, so don't worry about picking up, several kilotons of stone, because you won't need that much. Just some. It depends on what kind of stuff you are going to be wanting to do. I don't have to hold down F to pick it up. It just makes it easier. Otherwise, it's just going to roll around like that. Then I have to try to go and pick it up. But I'm also picking up stone. No big deal, really. So, all right, let's get out of here. Sometimes running will, kind of block your path. So just be aware of that. If you do the crouched method, trying to get out of some of these places, you're going to be taller than the hole is. So just so you know, try to stay crouched when you were, and then once you get up, you can always uncrouch. Okay, so I am going to fly back to the ship, and I will meet you guys there in just a couple of minutes. So see you guys back at the ship. Okay, so I am back at the ship, and so now what I'm going to do is I have this ore on me, along with some ice and stuff. And something that I wanted to show you was when you go up to your containers, you can press K and go to inventory and do it that way. Or alternately, you can press F and go directly into the container. Now, if you don't want to scroll down or try to find whatever it is you're looking for to put the ore in, like ice or whatever, you can also, if the container's hooked up to another one, you can just, like to the oxygen generator or whatever, put it in there, and it will automatically transfer it from this cargo container to the oxygen generator. So I can take this oxygen bottle, this hydrogen bottle right here, and you can see it has a little bit different markings than the oxygen bottle. So I am actually going to put it in there, and you'll see it automatically gets transferred to the oxygen generator. That is through these tubes, these conveyor tubes. Now, when I did the My Ship video, I said that these were a mod. These are not a mod. If they are more than one block long, which everything is a block in here, then it will be a mod. These are standard or vanilla 1 block long. So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, press F, and I'm going to go ahead and get my hydrogen bottle back out. It will automatically fill it, provided that you have like ice or whatever in your oxygen generator. So if I use it, it's going to deplete it, but then when I put it back in, it will automatically fill it. Okay, and then I'm going to come over to here, and I'm going to press F directly to go into the refinery, or press K and go to inventory. Whichever way, it really doesn't matter. You can get there the same either way. I'm going to take this uranium and I'm going to put it in the refinery. I'm going to go and put stone in there too, because I will need that. So you're noticing nothing is happening at all. Nothing. Okay, if you remember, I was shutting down power to make it not work. So I'm going to go into this on, and then we'll go to inventory. You probably cannot hear the sounds because I turned the way down, so that way it wasn't blocking my talking. I just made a rhyme. So you can see right now that it is collecting uranium ingots, or grinding down uranium ingots. Now, you may also be noticing that these ingots aren't staying in here, and you're like, well, what's going on? Where are they going? Well, if you remember, I said that this was connected to that uranium reactor, that nuclear reactor. This refinery the port on one end of this refinery is connected to a port on the other end of this assembler. So through different means and stuff, and it's connected that way through probably a conveyor on the far end of that assembler or that refinery. There's a conveyor at the far end of this assembler, and it's feeding it into there, and from the assembler it is feeding it into excuse me, this oxygen generator. From the oxygen generator there's a port underneath this conveyor, up through the conveyor and up into the bottom port of this nuclear reactor. If you remember in my last video, I said there are 2 ports on here. You can see that flat place right there, which looks like that one. There are 2 ports, so you can have them either way, so you can kind of connect stuff either way, and so on and so forth. So the uranium ingots are not staying in there. I can make them stay in there if I want to, but I really don't want to. I want them to come to here. This will give us energy that is in this nuclear reactor. So now we're going to have a lot more energy. Excuse me. So we have some uranium ingots being made for power. And now these batteries are going to be getting fully charged. Because these are not getting, the full blast of the sun. So if I turn them a little bit and move them a little bit differently, they probably would, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because we found uranium, which is, in my opinion, better than these, because once the sun goes down, you start running out of energy, because if you have these set to use, like, turn this off and it will automatically discharge and recharge as it needs to. I just want these recharged for right now, so that way I don't have to worry about it, and then we'll have energy for later on. So once these get full, all these lights will be all blue. They may even be green. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Okay. So we got that out of the way, and these unknown signals, you can pick up extra skins and stuff. It's a little perk they added to the game. That aside, I wanted to show you guys one other thing that you're going to probably want and need to know. So as soon as I get back to that patch where we got the uranium, I will show you guys something that is actually very useful. And I will be right back. Okay, so you guys remember that I put that chunk of ice down out here? Well, you can see it's gone already. So yeah, the stuff doesn't stay here as long as it used to. It used to stay for a really long time. So just so you guys know, don't just leave the stuff sitting out, because it will disappear. They changed stuff. This game is still in development. It will be in development probably for some time. So just so everybody is aware, if you want to wait till it comes out to get it, that's fine. If you want to go and buy it right now while it's still in early access, it's cheaper, but they may raise the price when it gets to full development. I don't know. You will have to talk to them and see what they do. Okay, what I wanted to show you was that little spot over there that's right in the middle of that cuticle. So as soon as we get over there, I will show you what that is, and I will be there in just a minute, and I'll get back with you guys here in just a second. Okay, so scattered around the surface of the planet, and any planet, you can go to the Mars planet, the alien planet. Just be aware they don't have an atmosphere, so they don't have oxygen, so you'll have to build an oxygen generator. You will find rocks even on the other planets, and these rocks will oftentimes contain ore. Now, to get to know what ore is in here, if you know the different colors of ore in the game, you'll go, oh yeah, I know what this is. But if you don't, get out your drill, and as soon as it kind of like realizes what it is or whatever it is that it does, it will tell you, okay, this is cobalt ore. So I have to go 4 or 5 meters in to get to it. Now, I can do that from the top. I can do it from this side. I can do it from whatever side I want to. If I do it from this side, everything that I don't get is going to roll down that hill. Remember, things disappear. So I really probably don't want to waste this ore because this rock isn't very big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press F and C, and I'm going to go ahead and start drilling into this and see if I can find that cobalt. So let's start drilling in. Okay, that's just a rock, which I can go and pick up. Hey, that blue right there was cobalt. So let me go and get some more, and I'll show you guys. Okay, that right there is cobalt. So you can see it says press F to pick up cobalt ore. So this is what you're going to need this to make stuff. There's nickel, cobalt, silicon, iron, platinum, all kinds of different ores that you will need. I don't know if there's any platinum on the planet. I have yet to find it. It may be really deep or it may be really scarce. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up quite a bit of this cobalt ore. So as you dig through, you will eventually run to the other side. Now, I want to avoid that because I don't want this rolling down the hill and ended up, being a waste. So mainly I want to, okay, I'm already full. So I can pick up stone anywhere. This whole planet is stone, and I don't want to really pick up all the stone. So I'm going to go ahead and go to K, and then I'm just going to stone drop. And I'm going to keep the cobalt on me. Now I'm going to go ahead and come in here and collect some more cobalt. I will be using this to craft stuff. So again, more crafting and all that stuff. For those of you who don't like crafting games, enjoy this series. It's gonna be fun. It is slow paced because I'm doing this slowly so you guys can see what really happens. I've built many ships over the course of the years that I've had this game. So you can build fighters, you can build ships that don't really do anything except maybe carry you around. You can build driller ships. You can build ships that have a really super specific purpose. You can build just like that ship over there. Okay, so I'm going to head back and put this into the refinery, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back at the ship, and I'm going to just come up here and go over to the refinery. And you will notice that this is actually a lot less now than the 9,000 kilograms that it was. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there, and I can double click that in there, or I can also double left click, that is. I can right click, drag, and put in, let's say I want 1,400 kilograms of it in there. Confirm, and it will put in whatever I say I want in. I want to go ahead and put all of this in. We're going to need a lot of stuff. All of this weight is also going to be recognized by the ship. So if you have weak thrusters, you're probably going to regret that when your ship comes crashing down. So let's see here. Now we have 10.6 kilograms of uranium ingots in here. That's going to last a lot more than that 2 kilograms that we had, or whatever it was when we started the game. Okay, so when I was over there, I forgot to label that area. If you remember, press K, go to GPS, and put in the new thing from current position. Well, I can do that, but I probably will do that a little bit later. So for right now, I'm not going to. But I did want to give you guys a little heads up on something. So when you guys are wanting to, let's say, repair a part or build a part, like on this ship, if I wanted to see what all it's going to take to build a landing gear, I can use my welder or my grinder, and it will tell me how many parts I'm going to need. And that's the way that it will stack them up in there to make those parts. So you're going to need quite a bit of stuff to make one landing gear. This will make one. And you can also go to G, and let's say you want to make a jump drive. Type in whatever letters or look through it in here or whatever, wherever, all these tabs. And you can see that it says what we need over here on the right. It takes a lot of stuff to make a jump drive. Now, this jump drive is fairly large. And there's only a jump drive variant for the large ships. You cannot put this on a small ship. With that being said, I will probably end up getting a mod here soon with one of these plays so I can put a jump drive on my ship. It will not work on the planets. It will not work in gravity. You cannot jump into gravity. If I am up in space and I want to, let's say I'm like 30 kilometers away and I want to get to the planet faster, I can jump drive to up above the planet and then come into the atmosphere. So, that's a way to get in. So we are going to have plenty of energy now. For one thing, these are still generating. And if we can find more ore to make these, because you can see we're going to need iron because large steel tubes are iron. You asked me how I know that. Well, if you come over to your assembler, which is this machine, and every ship will have it in a different place, and you press F, you'll go inside your assembler, or K, and go to inventory. Now, it won't show anything here. You want to go to production. And so large steel tubes, it says you need 3 kilograms of iron. Well, where are we going to find iron? You have to use your drill and go to either a rock or a dark spot on the island, the world, the planet, and look around and see what you can find. Some of it's going to be deep, some of it's going to be shallow. Iron, silicon, a lot of that stuff is fairly shallow. Gold, silver, that can be pretty deep. So just so you know, go at an angle and try to dig down to it. Okay, and one other thing that I wanted to say too was when I was landing this ship, I said that I had weak side thrusters. I didn't mean these side thrusters. These are thrusters on the side. These are side thrusters, which means they point to one side or the other. These are just on the side. These are thrusters that will boost me up. Now, to make a ship go in the directions you need them to go, you need to have ones facing left and right, and you need to have ones facing forward and backward. Now, we can't see them right now, but if I use my jetpack and I go up here, you can see that right here there are forward and backward ones. These are the ones that are going to make us go this way and that way. So you have to have them in forward, backward, left, right, up, and down when you're up in space because there's no gravity pulling you down. So I can have a set of these if we were in space, but with the atmospheric thrusters, which is what these are, they only work in atmosphere. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, so here is the beacon, and it says right there, beacon. The light's really super bright. And you can see it says atmospheric lander, and that's in the control panel, and I showed you guys how to change that. So you guys know how to do that. So if you want to build like glass, you use silicon, which makes the bulletproof glass, and girder, which is made from iron. So everything is going to require a lot of stuff. So remember not to take fall damage because you will get hurt if you jump too far. So I'm just going to go ahead and go over here, and then I'll press X and fly down, and press C and go all the way down, and press X to shut that off. Okay, so you guys are starting to get this. That's going to probably be a while before we can actually find all the stuff that we need. So I'm going to go to K, and I'm going to go to GPS. And what did I find in Area 1? silicon, magnesium, and nickel. I know I'm going to need nickel, and I know I'm going to need silicon. Magnesium is used in the production of ammo, which ammunition that I will need if I were to build a gun, and also to build ammo for your rifle that you will come with you. So I'm not really going to worry about that right now. We don't need magnesium. You can turn on the things for the planets, like the wolves and the spiders and the drones that will come after you, and there will be a pirate base, one or two on the planet, and you can go and attack it and whatever. I'm not going to do that. This is a tutorial on the game and how to actually do the game. If you want to do that, let me know in the comments, and I may try to do that. I'm not very good at it. I have tried it, and they are really hard to defeat because there will be several at one time. So you kind of have to have a good way to do that. Okay. Now, I wasn't sure, but we landed here in the morning, so the sun is actually traversing across the sky, and it's catching the full of these things. So when these lights are green, it means it's filling up the batteries or is using these for energy. If you don't have batteries on your ship, you can still fly around with these. You just won't have as much energy. If you don't have a nuclear reactor, you won't have as much energy either. So there are, 3 different ways to have energy. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys so that way you guys know what's going on. So I'm just actually going to recharge these, and you can see that, they're recharging. So I'm sure that they are full, and it will say, okay, it takes required input 12 megawatts, max stored power 3 megawatts, max output 12 megawatts, 12 megawatts an hour for max stored power. So 3 hours worth of flying around approximately, depending on how heavy your ship is and how much weight you have. So one other thing that I wanted to show you guys too is if you guys have delete respawn ships checked, you will always get this message regardless if that box is checked or not. So anytime you want to build anything on the ship, it will say temporary ship. It will get removed after you leave the game or spawn in a new one. If you have delete respawn ships checked, I would not be respawning the ship, and I would have to land again unless I had a base here with a medical chamber to respawn in. I have that unchecked, or the box is clear, so I can reuse this ship as much as I want. Even though it says that this is a temporary ship and will be removed when I leave the game, it didn't, obviously, because this is the one that I started in. I did not land again. I did not find the right place because I probably would have started in a completely different place. So don't worry about it if it says that, but that box is unchecked. Don't worry about it. It isn't going to go anywhere. Just so you guys know, you're not, oh, no, don't worry about it. Okay, so I don't know how much more I'm going to do for right now. I want to try to keep the episodes a little shorter so that way people that are on their lunch break can maybe watch an episode or something. But we will be getting silicon and nickel, and we're going to go back and get some more uranium, and we will be looking around for other ore. Because if you remember back over there is some ore somewhere right over there. Let's just go and see what is over here. It really isn't that far away. And so remember to land before you shut off your jetpack, otherwise you get hurt. Get out your drill, and let's see what kind of ore. Okay, silicon. And it is really hard to tell where that black spot is, but you will know because you won't see the ore. It'll be behind you once you're off of, or in front of you once you get off of this place. So where the dark spot is that you can see is right here. It's a fairly large spot, and there's probably going to be several types of ore in here. There may not be. There may only be one type of ore in here. It's just kind of a, a chance. So silicon looks like about the only thing here for right now that I see. Let's just keep on looking around. Now, there's a chance that if I dig down deeper, okay, there's magnesium. If I dig down deeper, I may find other ore. So just so you guys know, don't just think there's one kind of ore in any one spot. There may be more. In the boulders, there is only one type of ore in each boulder, just so everybody is aware. Don't go thinking that there's going to be 3 or 4 different kinds of ore in the boulder. No, only one type of ore in each boulder. Could be iron, could be silicon, could be magnesium, it could be uranium. You might land next to one and go, oh, uranium, sweet. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that so that way you knew what was going on. So remember to have your drill out. And let's just go ahead and go back to the ship. We're really not that far away. It's only going to take a few short seconds. So careful. Oh, I just got hurt really bad. I was going a little too fast. And that's what happens when you run into things and you're not thinking about what you're doing. But that's also a good way to show you. So if you look at the bars that are not full on the bottom left, when I use the machine F, it will start filling up my health, my energy, oxygen, and hydrogen. Another way to get your energy filled and your hydrogen and or oxygen is in a cockpit. You can sit in a cockpit, not a flight seat, which is what this is, or a control seat. You need to sit in a cockpit when you have an oxygen generator connected to it with ice, and it will fill up your hydrogen and oxygen. And also when you sit in here, it'll also fill up your energy. So I think what I may actually do is, I think I'm going to go and turn this on, and I am going to go down to that ice. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, so I need to go to K. Let's turn on our atmospheric thrusters, and hit K again. Okay, press P to disengage the landing gears. And you can see that red bar over on the right. That means that it's holding pretty much all the power. Now, I'm trying to turn, but I can't because you know what? I forgot. I forgot that when I was shutting things down, I shut down the gyroscope. I can't turn. F on, F to get out of there. Okay, now my gyroscope is on. Now, when I get back in here, sweet, now I can turn. Alright, let's go over to the ice where we can have a flat spot to land on, and it's going to make a big difference. And remember not to go too fast. Your speed is down on the lower right. I'm going about 60 right now, and the ore detector's picking up a lot of the stuff. Now, the ore detector may pick up a little bit farther than what it says, because the ore detector says, that's not what I meant to do. The ore detector says, let's go to OR. Okay, ore detector, and that is 150 meters maximum detection range. But some of that said about 160 meters, so, it can vary. But it's going to be right around there. So as you can see, we're like 100 meters above the ground right now. I do want to get closer to that uranium. That's going to help out a lot. Won't have to go as far and won't have to have a long ways to go. So let's go over here. We'll land by our little hole that we dug, and we're gonna go right over here. Now these little thrusters are not going to be very good for slowing us down. You can see there's only silicon and uranium here according to what this sees in magnesium. So as soon as we get stopped, I'm going to go ahead and press C and start landing this. And I can also go to like this view, and that way I can go down fairly carefully and maybe go a little ways away from my opening there and go down, 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 and these will, okay, I'm now flat, and I'll press P, and then I'll go to K, and I will go to Atmos for thrusters and turn those off. And then I'll press F to get out of my seat. And remember, you can press V to go to the cockpit view and see what's going on. So now we are really close to, well, for one thing, the cobalt, and now the uranium and the silicon and magnesium. We have silicon and nickel over there. We can actually fly over there very easy. So let's go ahead and go down, and I think I'm going to get a little more uranium just to make sure I have enough, because I am going to be needing it. The more you go around and do stuff, the more you're going to need. So I'll just go down here, and it may be a varying depth for different worlds that you're on, so please be aware of that. And the rock has already disappeared. The ore will stay in the ground for however long it is, so indefinitely until you drill it out. So press F, and I'm going to crouch to make it easier. And I'm just going to start drilling this out. And I just really basically want the uranium. Okay. And as I'm trying to get it, sometimes it just doesn't cooperate, so you want to make sure it's yellow on whichever pieces you want to pick up. And remember, this rock will disappear. It didn't used to, but it does now, so I guess that's a good thing. But if you leave this ore here, the ore is also going to disappear. So, you know, be very careful when doing this, and only pick up really what you need if you have a limited supply of whatever it is you're trying to get. Okay. So we're going to be pretty full here shortly, very shortly. And I will be ending the episode here as soon as I get this ore picked up, and we're getting full. So, and I probably have some stone on me, I'm certain of that. And K, and yes, I do have a little bit of stone, 2,000, so how about if I just drop that? Now I can pick up more. And I'm not pressing F, so I'm just letting it drop, so I can only, that way I can just pick up the ore that I want to pick up, because I don't want the stone. I can get stone, it's everywhere. So even on asteroids and everywhere, so you don't need to worry about all the stone that you may need. If you want to pick up stone, I mean, go for it, but you won't need to. Once we build like a driller, yeah, we're gonna be dumping stone left and right. So we do have a fair amount now, so that's really going to help. So that will give us a lot more energy. Plus, we can also take out some of those ingots from the nuclear reactor and use those in like our other ship whenever we build another ship. So let's go ahead and put all this into our refinery, and we will probably call this episode good and work on this in a little while. So you can see the cobalt isn't going down very fast, but also I can go to here, and I have 25 kilograms of uranium ingots. Once it gets done grinding this cobalt down, it'll move on to the uranium. And if I wanted to get this uranium, if I wanted to get more uranium in the reactor, I can actually move that up to there and it will move this back. Or I can do this, get rid of that, put that in that place, so when that's gone, it will just go to the next one, and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys have found this informative. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the people that are subscribing and watching my videos and liking the series. I will be doing more other series of all kinds of games. That is my hope and intention. This is for fun, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I will talk to you guys next time.